Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. And I'm Agnes, strength coach and also professional corporate trainer. Today, I'm very happy to have a team. It's a family. First of all, I would like to talk about what is strength. That is from Gallup Clifton Strengthsfinder. And that is an assessment can help you identify the strength of the people working in your teams. Once you know what strengths are present, you can begin to make the most of your team's talent. What is the best part? The best part is you can maximize the productivity and also increase the morale and team to make everyone happy. No doubt we would love to focus on strength instead of weaknesses. Now, talking about team, it's not only work team or company employees. Team also include family team member. I always follow this good friends family. They can always generate happiness in their family using strength. So I'm very curious. Are you ready to listen to their sharing? Here we have the father, my very good friend, Coach Sidney, and the elder daughter, Nina, and the younger one, Mikha.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, Coach Agnes. There are actually four of us, no? And my wife, who's also your namesake, Agnes, is right now giving her regards to everyone and to you. But she's unavailable right now, no? But we are your Strengths family. I am Sidney, the dad, no? And I'm proud to be the dad of the Strengths family. I'm also at work. I am a strength coach and I'm a talent development strategist. So I'm helping organizations become and individuals become stronger, to lead and lead great lives. But my most favorite role of all is being a family man, and being a dad to these two kids.
How many years ago you started to learn Strengthsfinder?
I started in 2004 and I got certified in India. That's in Mumbai. And I started mentoring and doing strengths coaching for the Asian talents of Standard Chartered Bank that time. And ever since I found my niche, this is what I should be doing for the rest of my life.
Hi everyone. I'm Nina. I am a psychology major in university. So if you must know my age, I am 20. So I'm a third year right now in university, and yeah, I'm an aspiring neurosurgeon. So yeah, I really like neuroscience and psychology and studying the mind, and that's really my main passion nowadays.
So hi everyone, I'm Mikha. I'm 10 years old. I really love to draw both digitally and traditionally, but I usually make my finished illustrations digitally.
And Sidney told me, let's put this as the topic. Can you elaborate more?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, that's born out of the one of our favorite activities, the tabletop conversations over meals with Micah, with the family, right? So Nina brought up the topic on why not child development is a two-way street. And that topic came from there, no? And Nina has a lot of basic foundations on development, which I'm going to let her share with you in a short while. But basically, the problem that we saw, and in our experiences as well as growing up, is that let's do everything now, and but we don't know what the future will hold. But let's just be happier now and develop and grow and develop now. It's just that we don't know where we're gonna go from here. Mm-hmm. The other one is, let's make sacrifices now, not happy now, happier in the future, right? The sacrifices prolong, no? And when the happiness factor comes in, you can't enjoy it. The more normal for a lot of people would be, let's prepare for a hard life. No? So let's sacrifice now because our life tomorrow will be harder. No? So let's just be able to know how to lead a hard life. No, what we want is for a happier life now and a happier life and stronger life tomorrow in the future. No? We develop our person now, no, towards the person that we want to be, the ideal self, no, that we want to be, and maybe what other people, or the people who matter most to us, wish we could be also, no. But let's marry that, and then I'll ask Nina to speak about the theory, just so that we have a foundation for the next principles that I'm going to share with you. Nina, can you talk to us about, or share with us about the conflict, that happens between the your self now and what you want to be, or your ideal self?
Okay, so thank you, Dad. There's actually this theory by Carl Rogers. It's called the congruence theory, or the theory of congruence, but the keyword there is congruence. So in the theory, it's actually presented as two circles when you look it up. So you have two circles and they both represent yourself, but it's two different kinds of self. So the first circle is your self now, or your real self, which is who you are today. And then the second self, or the second circle naman, is your ideal self. So the person that you want to be. And throughout life, these circles really either distance or they get closer. But what you want is for these circles to be closer, because when they're close, or when they're stuck together like this, like a telescope, it means that your person is aligned. So in Carl Rogers' words, congruent. And when you experience that congruence, you have more clarity of mind. You're very clear about your goals. You know what you want. You also know your boundaries and things like that. Like, you're very self-aware and you know your capacity to do things. And you also have that confidence to be able to do things. You know that you're competent. So yeah, the ideal, or well, what you want is to have congruency. However, most of us experience incongruence, because that means that there's a big distance between who you are and who you want to be. So for me, it was learning, like, the way I was able to align myself. How I'm doing that is learning or taking steps to constantly exercise my strengths at the balcony level instead of at the basement. So yeah, that's how strengths really helped me with that one.
Yeah, and closing the gap make you happier and stronger. But you cannot do it alone. You have to do. It's a two-way street. Between, for us, it's the parents and the kids. You're using it for the behaviors that are not directed towards positive outcomes. So it's like, it's just you're just using it without uh, without purpose, like a dull knife. We are very much a strengths-based family and a principle-centered family. So we look at principles rather than tactics. No, so what I'm going to share with you are 6 principles that we are using on strengths-based leadership in the family. The first one is building a shared vision with the family, and that includes the vision of the individual self. Now, what do we want to become? What does Nina and what does Mikha want to become? We want to see that. We want to see, and we want them to express that.
I'm an aspiring neurosurgeon, but then I'm also delving into the possibilities of being either a neurologist or a psychiatrist, because as long as I get to deal with the brain, I'm fine.
I really want to be an artist, but like I also want my art to not only help myself, but to help other people. I want it to be there for people. I want it to have an impact on on to, on a person or maybe multiple people.
The legacy that we want as a family is a center where for well-being and wellness, where Nina can practice her, her medicine and her clinical psychology or psychiatry, and or if she becomes a neurosurgeon, practice her craft, a part of her craft there, and then for Mikha to create that environment where people can express themselves, through art. And of course, I'm going to take care of business. So and the mom and I will take care of business. No? So that's a part of our legacy as a family. No? And we will probably have books that we wrote ourselves too.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Was as much as we wanted to create something as a family, we need to maintain our individualities and grow, independently as well. No? But the growth there has some challenges between, as Nina mentioned, our self right now and our ideal self, and the picture of success. There will be challenges. So we need to determine what are these challenges, both intrinsic and extrinsic, right? And help, help. So in this case, we cannot be alone. That's why we talk a lot. We get help, not just from our family members, but from other people as well, like coaches. Other one is now, because there are challenges, there are conflicts. It's to regulate that distress, and establishing the flow. After determining the challenges in time, need to have a certain flow where you can produce. In this case, for Nina, she's now studying BS psychology, and she's maintaining a very, very high grade. And that is pressure, but that pressure is, she's giving that to herself. So it's an adaptive kind of managing stress, but sometimes she's stressed. So the tabletop conversations help, or the talking with Coach May or talking with Coach Cindy helps. So Mikha, for example, in going through the distress, will start getting into her shell, right? So it matters that we have routines, for example, that makes sure that we still talk even if she doesn't like it. So that's regulating the distress. The other one is maintaining disciplined attention, meaning to say we have our weekly conversations. How are you now, right? So to check, so that kind of the conversations, the connections help. The other part is to give back the work to them, because we cannot always solve the problems for them. It builds dependency. We cannot afford that. That doesn't make them stronger. It makes them more dependent. It makes them weaker. So we have to give them back the work. So for example, you want gifts. Okay, earn it. You want to become smarter. You want to become more intelligent. Okay, then work for it. Read books. So right now we have projects like in the next 3 months, they have to give me 3 book reports, right? Each of them. So the deadline is December 15th. So things like that. You give them back to work. They have problems. Okay, let's solve it together. But you have to do the work. We're here to support you. And then, of course, the most important of all is protecting their voice. So giving them their voice and protecting their voice. And in this case, let them speak. Let them voice out their concerns. Not everything is a monopoly of the parents. Because the only way we can help our kids is for them to tell us their pains, and what they want to do and how they can help themselves. right? So that's protecting their voices.
Thank you so much. I can feel your passion of like growing and grooming, nurturing your children. Hey, can you tell me about your strength first, two of you?
Nina.
Okay, I'll go first. My top 5 in order are individualization, maximizer, relator, deliberative, and self-assurance. So yeah, those are my top 5.
So I didn't really take the actual assessment. I took the Strengths Explorer assessment. So I only have a top 3, which is dependability, organizing, and confidence.
I had a very recent experience with my parents helping me develop my strengths. This is how they helped me sharpen it, because it happened over a tabletop conversation once. So for context, I'm actually a student leader in my university, and I'm part of the executive board. And this is my first time taking on a more executive position. And I remember for, I think like, how long was that, Dad? Like maybe 2 weeks. I was feeling like stressed, but then I wasn't communicating it at first because I felt like I had to deal with it on my own. And then there was this one dinner where the 3 of us were just talking, and then I think Dad asked me how I was, and then I voiced my concerns because I was feeling insecure about the way I was leading my people, and I felt like I didn't know whether I was doing enough, or am I doing too much, am I overstepping. So I was really questioning myself at the time, like, am I really serving the people that I'm guiding or that I'm spearheading in this team? And then I realized that out of my 5 strengths, it was really my maximizer and my deliberative that were that we're working at the basement, so at its rawest form. And what does that mean? So maximizer, I would say for me, is really like the perfectionist strength. So it's like you want to take something great and make it the best. That's how my maximizer works. And then deliberative is like being very precise with the decisions that you make, being very cautious and considering all of the consequences before you make a decision. So for me, my maximizer and my deliberative at the time were working at its rawest form, and I was like telling myself, oh, I'm not doing a good job, and my team is probably wondering, like, they're probably questioning me as well, like the way I'm questioning myself. And then I remember that night, my dad was telling me to look at things from a bigger perspective and kind of reframe the way I'm using my maximizer and my deliberative to instead focus it on the people that I'm actually serving. Because right now, in that mindset that I have right now, it's more individualistic. Like it's more it's more focused on my own performance than the performance of the team, which is supposed to be my goal. I mean, that's supposed to be my focus talaga as a leader. So when he helped me reframe that and put my strengths to better use, and more importantly in service of people, that's when I realized how great it is to have parents who are strengths coaches, and more importantly parents who are so keen and invested in my development as well. So that's how I was able to reframe my strengths, I guess, and how my parents have played a really great role in its development, and also making myself be a more congruent person, and kind of understanding their social cues, like what's their body language, what are they feeling, what could they possibly be thinking. So whenever I talk to people, it helps me understand where they're at right now and meet them there. So it helps me with my social skills. That's individualization. And then my relator works in tandem with that, because I really like hanging out with my friends, and I like nurturing those relationships and making sure that the people that are surrounding me, my loved ones, feel like they have my attention and that they have my care as well. So that's relator. And then self-assurance, it self-assurance really is not so clearly manifested, but that doesn't mean it's not there, because I'd say my self-assurance gives me that sense of competence that I can do things. So it also affects my decision making. So to know when I can put in this effort and when I don't have the capacity right now to take on a responsibility or commit to something. So
Thank you so much for a very clear, elaborate. You're sharing how your parents help you.
So I remember like my 9th birthday. That would probably be my best birthday ever. But anyway, so basically I hosted and organized my 9th birthday. Um and I really think like all top 3 of my strengths really took part in this. For dependability, I really had to trust myself in this sense. Like everything that I said was like not scripted, even though I had like a notebook with me, like there was nothing in it. Um so 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 yeah, I really had to trust myself, and my parents did support and help me, and they really did believe in me, and so did my sister as well, of course. Or organizing. um yeah, I basically like planned like I think the whole thing, and of course in confidence, I of course as the host I would have to speak like a lot. So um yeah, so I don't remember really stuttering or really messing up, but whenever I would mess up, I would of course like take it as a joke, or just laugh it off.
Thank you so much. I also heard from Coach Sidney talking a few different kind of like weekend tabletop conversation or some routine. Can you share with us?
Yeah. So thank you for that question. I call it the responsive channels and processes of love. No. You see, one of my promises to my family is that I love you regardless. So it's loving them unconditionally. So I have to put we have to put in place some systems, some institutional processes, so that there is no way out of that promise. so before the pandemic, we have weekends together. There's no negotiation. Everybody has to be here on a weekend. So I have a college student now who stays away from us before, who stays away from us every day and only comes back on a weekend. But today, because of the pandemic, she's here every day. She doesn't like it. Because she loves her school, no, Ateneo, no? So, but now we have institutionalized the what you call the tabletop conversations. No? So wherever it is, we need to have tabletop conversations over meals, especially breakfast and lunch. And that's where we create mindfulness. Mindfulness is very important because we need to know where are they at, where are our kids at, and do they know where their parents are at, right? So, and then we can solve problems together, right? It builds awareness. Then the walk around the park, no, because we live in a circular villa, no? So a compound. So we walk around that park. So Nina, for example, will have her daily routine of walking around the park. No, she would walk with me, or would walk more often with mommy, right? And regardless of how they feel with each other, they still connect. And so routines are very important. That this is the schedule. There's no ifs or buts about this one. You have to do it. Household chores, for example, is very important. But regardless of how we feel about each other, we have to do it, right? And we're together, right? So that's love. For us, it's those are channels of love. But the conversations are very important. So we bring back to the tabletop conversations. So I do this to my kids. No? So my promise to myself is that I won't let the day pass without hugging my kids. Right?
Okay.
It's part of me growing up thinking I don't know if I'm gonna wake up anyway tomorrow. so, but the daily hugs make sure that we connect. I'm not telling them I love them. No, I love them. Regardless of how we're feeling about each other, right? So that's the daily hugs. In the prayers, the daily prayers are very, very important. Praying together, because it reminds us of what's very important to all of us also, which called magis, no? That we're doing things for the greater good. It's really about making the world a better place for everybody, right? So that's prayer for us. That's the legacy.
Wow, thank you so much. This is very fruitful to know your family routine and what type of channel that you really demonstrate love to connect with each other. Thank you. Nina and also Mikha, can you give tips to students and also parents?
Do you want to go first? Okay. This is just only one tip. So, don't have unrealistic expectations or goals for yourself. So, like, for example, you want to make a graphic novel in just a year. Maybe instead of doing it in just a year, maybe like 3 or 5 years. Or you can sharpen the talents that you need to use to make that graphic novel. Like practice writing by just doing essays or like writing paragraphs, and maybe just writing a meaningful sentence. And for like illustrating or drawing, you can just like sketch. You don't really need to like make like a full-on illustration. You can just sketch certain expressions or like emotions or actions that you think might be in a graphic novel.
My first tip would be to build up that self-awareness and also to explore new experiences, because you'll never know what makes you happy or what you're good at or what you like if you don't immerse yourself in those kinds of experiences first. And number 2 would be to have a vision and to make sure that this vision is something that is truly meaningful to you, and it makes you happy when you think about it. So having that vision so that you can make your life purposeful and also meaningful. To like, just don't hold yourself back when you're coming up with a goal. Don't think about the possibility of it changing, because as human beings, we're dynamic. There's always that possibility of change, no matter what. It's inevitable. But it only matters that this vision makes you happy and that it means a lot to you. So as long as you believe in it, then that vision is a good vision. And then my third tip would be to seek guidance. So that's for students. Seek guidance from your peers and don't be afraid to ask questions, because you'll never know what you might get from these people, especially since they all have different experiences. Everyone has different expertise. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity to learn from other people if you seek guidance from them. And for parents, my third tip would be to accommodate these questions that you get from your kids, because you want to be able to feed that curiosity, because otherwise For example, if you shut down your kids' questions, there's a there's a higher possibility that your kids won't want to explore, or they'll become dependent on you even later in life, and they'll shut themselves away from the world because they're scared. And the last thing you want is for your kid to live in fear. So accommodate those questions, and for students, seek guidance. So those are my 3 tips. Thank you.
Very much. Wow. Coach Sidney, your 2 daughters have very insightful tips and also sharing. Very, very proud of you. I will give you some time to promote yourself.
So thank you. No, so our greatest advocacy right now is strengths, strengths family, strengths coaching, right? So I'm a strengths coach, and I'd be happy to help you with building your own strengths families and strengths teams, and a strengths-based organization. I also teach and develop programs for a number of companies as well. No? Under First College, no, we are helping right now the industry in Batangas to help unemployed youth, no, to help in the manufacturing industry and make sure that we provide employment, but at the same time we generate income and promote the GDP or the economy of the Philippines as well, to uplift it. So we provide employment, we provide development, and we provide better economy. So so you can call us, no, to be able to help out, no, we provide development programs for individuals and organizations in First College. Nina and Mike.
Mikha?
Oh, okay, I can go first. So I'm actually part of this organization in my university called 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 𝑚𝒂𝒑𝒑𝒊𝒆𝒔. You can find us on Facebook. We're an organization that advocates really for mental health. So we have a lot of programs on mental health awareness and psychological knowledge and education. If you would want to check us out on Facebook. You can find us on @Ateneo We're also on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow us there. We have the same name all across all of our social media. So there, if you follow us, then you can see updates on what we have planned for the year as well.
Okay, is there anyone you like to feel thankful for?
um, I'm just really thankful for the people that I have with me right now, as well as my mom. So yeah, all of us here in the family, I'm very thankful for you guys and for the support that you all give me. So yeah, I'm shouting out to them even if they're here. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, Mikha?
Yeah, I'm also thankful for my sister, my dad, and my mom. So yeah.
Okay, my turn. First of all, Coach Agnes, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to share this space with you, and this space also with others. And I hope we were able to share something that will be of value to everyone. Again, we are about giving a legacy. This space gives us the opportunity to give legacy to others on anything that is strengths based. Second, I want to give thanks to, of course, the mother in this household who's not here. We miss her, but she's a very important part of this strengths family, because she's the one who is the implementer. She's the one who makes sure that everything goes well. And sometimes that is not an easy thing to do. We sacrifice a lot, so we honor Agnes, my wife,
Yes.
for that. And of course my two kids. I feel that I'm so blessed because I have kids who know how to honor their parents. They love, they show love to back to their parents, and I think that helps. It makes things easier for us to develop them to the person they want to be. Right. So I'm grateful for Nina and Mike.
So thank you very much for joining me today. So see you again. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.